Alright, how's it going? Uh, my last video had a comment. Someone asked me to make a little short video on how to do telekinesis. And I did put in and left a comment and stated that there is no way to tell how to do telekinesis. It's something that even the people like me who can just do a few things or certain things, we don't even know how to do telekinesis. It's like we kind of know how to do what we do, but that's based on a sensation and a feeling that we have when we do it, that if we explain to you may not, be the same. You may not feel it the same or experience it the same, so it may not even work for you. And that's why my belief is that telekinesis can work any way that you believe it can, but you got to fully commit to that, and you have to let the energy flow and guide you to build that part of it up, to allow it to be true, so that the energy can flow in that way that it needs to make the way that you envision it be the truth. Like, if that makes any kind of sense to anyone, because I don't take advice from anybody. I mean, I listen and see if I can relate to it, but I just stick with what I do. And that's basically, when it comes to practice, I'm sitting inside, not using anything for telekinesis. I'm in my mind controlling energy outside my body, but that's viewing it from within. And I'm just sitting there like searching for pathways and trying to understand what that pathway is. And if this pathway is over here, then that means I must be controlling it from the left side, because it's on the right side. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's true. But hemispheres don't cross, so there's no way to fully explain it. Like, I can't even fathom the aspects of that right there, what I just mentioned. Like, there's so many outcomes to so many things you could do because of how that is. But I do believe the more you become aware of those pathways and let the energy flow to them, do not try to force it or make it do anything. When you look at the psi wheel, just keep in mind you want to do telekinesis, and just let the energy guide you as if you're doing Tai Chi or something. And because I believe in those movements, nobody invented them. I believe that these movements are a natural flow, that if you fully release and give yourself into it, it will take control of your body and make you flow in a... See, like, I'm not trying to be graceful or anything. I'm just allowing whatever. It comes from within and without. I don't even know. And there's no way to explain that any more clearly than that. And that's why it's not written down in a book. No book is truly going to give you the answer of how you look at it. We can take the same thing and each of us looking at it, and it's thought of differently from each aspect. So my way may not work at all for you, except letting the energy guide you. That is a way that you will go through systems and things that you never even knew, but the more you travel to them, the faster it gets. The less it balloons out and you get where you can't really distinguish that energy. It keeps it together better, if that makes any sense. I really wish I could help, because I personally would love to see a world full of superheroes. I believe what I'm saying applies to all the abilities, not just TK, the pyrokinesis, electrokinesis, all of it. I think that applies to every bit of it. And I would love to see a world full of superheroes. So if there was a way to explain it like that, I would definitely be explaining it. But it's just something you're not going to be able to get right off the bat. It is something that will take maybe years. Some have a greater comprehension of certain things than others. So there may be someone out there that will understand all of this nonsense that flows with it, that will not make any kind of sense to you at all. But when it comes down to it in the end, to TK, you know, making it jump up off the straw or something, that will become clear. You won't even know why, but it will just be, you know, the same reason you can move your fingers. You don't understand the inner parts, or maybe you do, but you still don't understand the understanding of it. And that's the thing about it. So, you know, just let the energy guide you until you start to understand what it's trying to show you. And don't just try to get back there because you saw something clearly in your mind's eye. Getting back there is putting energy on focus of one area. And believe me, that's only one area of a vast inner universe. Travel all through it, above and below. And that is my best advice. The energy can teach you more traveling through it than anything that anyone can tell you. Take care. Alright, that was going to be all the video, but I forgot. When it comes to feeling the energy, if you don't feel it, you know, like if you can just say, oh, I feel wind on my arms or something, that's not the same as what I'm talking about when I say feel the energy. And I didn't think to bring the amethyst and aquamarine back out, and just so I don't have to go back in and get the dogs barking, I'm just going to use these. Let's say this is the amethyst and this is the aquamarine, which the aquamarine is a little bit bigger than this, but you know, this is about like the amethyst. When I would put the aquamarine, there was a certain way that you could point it, and it was basically right where it was chipped off to go to a point. It's flat on one side, and where the point was, where you could tell where it was fighting against pressure or something. And then the amethyst is just almost a nice, you know, smooth stone shaped like a heart. And I would put it right in the middle of the fingers with the kind of the heart bubbles right there. And the amethyst, I would put the point of it to the other middle finger, and you could do them like this. And then you would feel it stronger the longer you would hold it like that. And there is a way to tune them kind of like a radio, and it would make the feeling stronger. And then I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but if you ever took karate class, when they say go you know, from the abdomen, like breathe, like fill your stomach up with air by breathing into your abdomen when you do this, and tighten your abs up if you can find the amethyst and aquamarine. And like I said, I say uncut amethyst and aquamarine because I believe that, you know, it's a mineral, it feeds, it's alive, you know, and maybe for a certain amount of time after it breaks from the earth. But once they wash it and laser pointer and all that stuff, whatever they do to them, I believe they're dead at that point. So I believe raw uncut is like enough to feel the, you know, the vibration. Other people can still feel the energy off of those in there, but I cannot feel it like I did when I first started. And it was so strong that at some point it began to hurt. You know, I said this in a couple other videos, but just so you don't have to go back and watch over 100 videos to find it. If you use them, and I was wearing them in gloves, I made sure they was exactly how they would be when I would get out here and do Tai Chi with them in gloves or whatever this is right here. Like I said, I'm just flowing with the energy, and this is what it makes me feel like doing. I have never took a class or watched a video to teach me how to do any of this stuff. But when I put those on and do that, I would make sure to come down and tighten the abs up, and you know, and it would feel like a magnet from your head to your toes. You would feel it inside. You will know when you actually find it. It's not going to be maybe that was it. It will be something you've never felt before. It'll be like getting electrocuted without the pain, basically, without it being like this is a bad thing. At first it'll be a weird thing, but I'm just saying, like, it's too many people have tried it, including family members, people that are not family members, and it is real. So if you can find amethyst and aquamarine, I call it aquamarine, but I haven't proven that it's aquamarine. Anything close to aquamarine it may be, so I really don't know, but I was told that it was aquamarine by a non-professional, so I just have gone with that. So, but anyway, that's another thing. If you don't feel the energy, you know, flowing through your veins like breath, that will help out. I guarantee if you can find the uncut ones like mine, the raw gemstones, that will probably work. So, and like I said, I've got plenty of other minerals, like all kinds, and I've put them, you know, in different categories and tried them in every way, and some of them put off a little bit of the feeling of it, but none greater than the amethyst plus the aquamarine, or what appears to be aquamarine. So it could be anything blue that could pass for aquamarine. Sorry about that. I mean, I can't be sure. So, but anyway, I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes, and I'm hoping this helps. Take care, everybody.